Fitting front bumpers on Maestros is really easy, providing, like this one, you still got the original fixing. It's a 10mm bolt, and it goes into a little threaded insert in the plastic peg. Now a lot of the time this has come out, either because this is rusted and it's just fallen out, or it's been over tightened, or otherwise damaged. So to fit these, you have some slots here on the edge, and they push into the metal bar, and there's a little hole around this side that lines up for your bolt. You can get to that by going under the wing in front of the arch liner. Slight correction, I find it a little bit easier just to get the bolt started there, and then you can swing the bumper corner up and then push it home like so, and then I'll tighten this up, and you go in through here because that's the head of your arch liner. You just tighten it up and that holds that on. There we go, all on. I am going to pull this all apart because I need to straighten up the wing, and you can see the bumper's still a little bit bent. So all this will come apart again. Just at the moment I haven't time, and I don't really like driving around without that corner on, so this is just to help things look a little bit nicer in the meantime. And it lines up perfectly fine, so I'm happy with that. As has been pointed out a couple of times, the headlights on the Maestro, this one looks slightly different to this one. And there's a reason for that. On the bonnet here are two brand new unused headlights. So I'm going to swap the old ones over and show you why I'm going to do that. As you've seen in other videos, the driver's corner of the car has had a bump at some point. Nothing too serious, it's just damaged a few bits of panels and trims and that sort of thing. And rather than get replacement parts, whoever sorted the car out afterwards did a lot of the repairs themselves. And they're not terrible repairs, they're very inventive. So this is the problem with the driver's side one, is the bracket up here has obviously got broken, so they've reinforced it with some metal bracketry, which is fine. It should look like this. So this is the brand new one, ready to go on. On the passenger side you can see this one's not damaged. This is how it should be. So hopefully there won't be any horrors hiding, and I can just pop these off and pop the new ones straight on. As far as I can figure out, there's only 3 fixings to undo on here. 2 screws in the top which hold this bracket on, and then 1 bolt there which holds the side bracket of the headlight on. And I believe the unit then just slots into the hole, so I should be able to just slacken this one off, undo these 2 screws, and the headlight should just come out, hopefully. The bolt on the back here is a 10mm. That's interesting. I'm going to pop the grill off as well, just to make it a bit easier to move everything around. That's not what I expected at all. What I thought was a bolt holding in the headlight isn't. I thought that bolt went through this one here, and it doesn't, so I wonder what that bolt's for. So the headlights are actually held in just with the two big screws in the top there. Oh wow, yeah, this is quite a lot of repairs. Somebody went to a lot of effort here. So there's all this black putty on here, and this will probably be repairing a lot of cracks and damage in the headlight unit itself. And you can see on the top bracket where this is cracked here. And then they put these bolts through to hold the metal brace on. I mean, they spent a lot of time and care doing that, so I'm going to call that a repair rather than a bodge. And the headlight does work, so, just plastic housings, they get damaged very easily. And it's cracked this tab here, and that seems to be, well, I'm not really sure what that tab's for, because you can see on this side, which is undisturbed, nothing goes into it. I don't know, maybe on a higher spec car something does, but certainly on this car there's no bolt goes through it. That's a bit odd. This bolt I thought was for holding the headlight in. Isn't. I don't actually know what that's for. Maybe... Oh, I know what that'll be. The centerpiece here, you can actually unbolt that completely and remove it from the car. So that will be what that is. That's bolting the upright portion here to the cross member across the top. So that's what that is. More surprises. On this headlight, which is the new one, I noticed that there isn't this tail coming out. Now there is on the other side, and I didn't really think anything of it, but there's no way for me to get the side light bulb into this unit, and I don't know why that would be, because when you remove this one, there's a hole here which your side light wiring goes through, but that hole doesn't exist on this one. So I'm going to drill a hole in this one, because everything else, all the inside bits, are exactly the same. I can put the side light socket in here, like I can on the other one, and that locks in place perfectly normally, but I can't get this through the boot. So, yeah, that's a bit weird. I guess there was a model revision for some reason. To put this little hole in here, all you need is a wood hole cutting drill bit thing. Because this is plastic, you don't need to worry about blunting anything. Just watch your speed so you don't melt it. But it's pretty much exactly the right size. It's just a tiny bit smaller, but that's okay because, well, it's not enough to make a difference. There's nothing really wrong with the passenger side headlight. And since I've got a new one, I might as well put it on. Be rude not to, really. And this can become my spare. This one's been a bit fiddly. There we go. You can see with these two, they're exactly the same. It has the hole drilled in it, as it should do on the old one and on the new one. I also popped out the indicator. There's just the spring that holds it into the wing, gives you a little bit more room. For refitting, your side light is on a plug here, and that's filled with what looks like dielectric grease, which presumably is to keep corrosion at bay. And of course you've got your halogen headlight plug here, and on the bit of trim, that's the top of the valance really, there's two little sockets here with little rubber grommets in them, and that goes onto the pegs on the bottom of the headlight. So you plug your wires in, locate into here, and then you should be able to push the whole thing up, and two screws go in the top there to hold it in. That's a bit fiddly. Just the headlight adjuster on the back there, just a little bit awkward. Right, that one's in, so we'll screw that down. As usual, you don't want to go super tight with this, it's all plastic, just until it's snug. And then reattach your spring that holds the indicator in. It is a lot brighter than the one I removed, so that'll be good. And to get this sticker off, I'll use some WD-40 for that, which seems to be magic for getting stickers off for some reason. As you can see, that's the hole that we drilled out. I've got as much of the plastic shavings out as I can. You can take the lenses off on these, I don't want to at the moment. I'll do it later if I find I need to. So you just push this plug back in. It is a tight fit, which is what you want because it keeps the water out. Just do this off camera, I should have lubricated this really. Small bit of fettling later and it's in. If we'd gone up a size on that cutting blade that I was using, it would have been too big. So it was just a little bit of a war just to squeeze this into the hole that was cut. But it's in, it's secure, that's what matters. So as with the passenger side, we'll just reconnect, locate it in the little pegs in the bottom, and then screw it in at the top here. One nice thing is none of this looks bent or deformed, it all looks nice and straight, which again, I'm pretty sure all that happened is this corner, something kind of hit right on the indicator and just squashed it in a little bit, because it doesn't seem to have done anything structural, it all seems to be cosmetic damage, and all the bits that were broken, I think this is the last piece that needs replacing actually, so that's pretty good. One thing this headlight didn't come with was a new boot, so I'm reusing the old one. But the old one's in good shape, so I'm not too worried. Also helps if you put it on the right way up.
I can actually show you on this side, couldn't on the other. If you look down here, you can see that's the locating tab on the valance section, and just above it is the little tab on the bottom of the headlight. So they're the bits that you need to line up, and you sort of need to line those up as you line up this top edge as well. It makes more sense when you do it in person, but you do need to make sure those are lined up, otherwise your headlight's not going to stay where you need it to. The headlight adjusters are a bit of a nuisance. They just want to be where everything is. So it's just a case of finding where everything wants to sit. There we go. Much better. These headlights are a lot brighter. I noticed on the old ones that the reflectors are slightly damaged, which is why they looked a bit dull. They are both unipart headlights, so it looks like there's just a variation between the two. So this side, there's the angle as well to consider, but this side seems to be a different side light arrangement than that side. Not sure why. Well, there's a thing I didn't know. You can only turn the side lights on with the ignition off. You have to have the ignition on to turn the headlights on. I wish I could remember who told me this trick, but it's a really useful one. I'm going to use just your ordinary WD-40, and this stuff gets stickers off glass, and these headlights on the Maestro are glass, so hopefully this is going to go as well on camera as it does when I'm not on camera. This sticker's been on a long time. Just using a little bit of glass cleaner just to get the WD-40 residue off. There you go, sticker completely gone, no residue, no mark from it, but it has highlighted just how dirty that lens is on the inside. So I'll be taking that apart at a later date to clean the inside out. Not today. If you're doing this on a softer surface, like you're taking a sticker off plastic, don't use a metal scraper. I mean, really don't use a metal scraper at all. I know where I am with this one, so I trust it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Use something plastic. I scrubbed it pretty good. It is annoying that they're slightly mismatched, the headlights. This one is very, very bright and clear. This one's slightly dull, but I think it's because this one's dirty on the inside of the lens. The person I bought these from did say they've been in storage for quite a long time, so obviously they're quite dusty inside and out. That one just seems to have got less dusty. Job for another day. For now, headlights are fixed and it looks a lot better, and that headlight looks a lot less wonky than it did, so that's nice too.